Hello everyone and welcome to Zero IT. In today's episode, we will create our first topology in Cisco Packet Tracer and do basic configuration for a Cisco switch. So let's begin. So here we have our requirements, and first we need to set up the topology. So let's take our switch and our computer and get it connected with a straight cable, right? So let's forward and wait. Now we need to go to the CLI, get it up, and great. So the first requirement, let's see, is to check the day and time information. In order to do so, we need to use the command show clock. Right now we are on the exec user mode, that is identified with this symbol greater than. So with this command we can use the day and time information. As we see, it doesn't match ours, so we need to change it. In order to change the clock information, we need to go to the privileged mode with the command enable. From here we can also see the clock information with the command show clock again, but also we can change the clock info, right? So here this is the format that will be hour, minute, 57 and second, and you can begin with the day or with the month. So I will make it with the month 5. Great. So show clock and perfect. So now in order to complete the rest of the requirements, we need to go to the configure mode, to the global configuration mode with the command config terminal, or you can also just put conf and it's gonna take it. So to change the equipment name, we use the command hostname followed by the name. Great. Now we need to set up a banner. The command is banner message of the day. In this way, we can use any symbol that we want to make it. We need to put it at the beginning and at the end. So that would be like the door open and close. You can leave it like open, right? And just hit enter, and you can go to any website to create a customized banner. Then come here and paste it, close it, and enter, and that will be saved. So we need to disable the domain lookup. So let me go back to the privilege mode. We can use the end command, or we can press Control C, and it's gonna take you back to the privilege mode. So if I type something wrong in here, it's gonna try to translate it. So we need to disable that. We need to disable the domain lookup or DNS lookup. So in order to stop this process, you can press Ctrl Shift and the number 6. So let's go back to the configure mode and use the command no IP domain lookup, and that is how we can deactivate that translation process. So we need to set up a password. So when we want to go from the exit mode, like from here to the privilege mode, we need to enter a password. So there are two ways to do it. The first one is using the command enable password followed by the password. Now this password is going to be unencrypted. It's in clear text. What does that mean? So for example, no pass, right? 1, 2, 3. If I go to the configuration that is currently running with the command do show running config, I use do because this command doesn't belong to the configuration mode, it belongs to the privilege mode. Now with the do, I can run those commands that belongs to this mode in the configuration mode. So that is very helpful. So here we can see that the enable password is unencrypted, is in clear text. Now if we use the command enable secret and we enter our secret password, and run again the show running config, we will see that the enable secret one is encrypted. So this is more secure. Now, which one is gonna work when I try to log in, right, or to access to the privilege mode? This one. This is gonna override the password one. We can also take out this command with the no command at the beginning, followed by the command that we use, and with this we can remove this from our configuration. I will not do it now because I want to show you something later with this information, so let's leave it for now. So now we need to set up a pair of credentials for local authentication. When somebody's getting in with SSH, for example, we can authenticate that user with a remote server, but right now we don't have it, so we need to set up a local authentication. So I want the person or the user that is accessing to my switch to provide me with the username and the password. So how we create that? With the command username, we set up the username and then secret the password. Now, just as I use the enable secret, as I use the enable password for the privilege mode, I can also hear the enable, the password command, but as you know, that way is unencrypted. So that's why we are using this, the secret one. Now, this is configured, right? This is created. Now we need to configure it in our lines. So what are those lines? So you can use the console as you do when you are in a physical location. You use PuTTY, different way to get access to your switch, right? But you use the console cable, the console line. So we need to secure that line, the console one, and also any other line that people is gonna use to access our switch. So we need to go to the line console 0 configuration mode. I mean, this is not configuration mode, but that is an option on the configuration, global configuration mode. So with this, we can configure our console entry, and we can also set up a password, but this one is going to be encrypted. So we are going to use the pair of credentials that we just created and activate it using login local. So in that way, the person that is getting. So with this, we activate our pair of credential in the line. So now I also want that the person that is accessing my switch, if that person has more than 5 minutes with no activity, he should be logged off. So we use the exit timeout, and this is counting minutes. So for this one, it will be 5. Now we need to go to the line VTY. So these VTY. These visual interface are the ones that the user use when they need to access using Telnet or SSH. So we have 16 in total. They go from 0 to 15. So that would be 16. So you can configure as in the way that you want it. I configure just 5, 6, or from 10 to the 12. That's up to you. So I'm gonna make it for all. So I'm going to activate the pair of credential on the VTY, and also for this one it's required only 3 minutes to be logged off. And as we see here, we are only use SSH. So we use the command tamper input, and you have SSH or Telnet. So I only want SSH. So let's get out. Now we need to encrypt all passwords. So this is why I left the enable password in the running configuration, because I wanna show you what those do. So we use the service password encryption command, and now when we see the running configuration, we see that enable password information is encrypted. So It will be the same if I use in the line for console or VTY the command password to put a password. With this command, that is going to be encrypted. So now I can remove the enable password command as we don't need it. So I just want to show you how this command works in our configuration. So I just remove it. Okay, so now we need to create the VLAN with the command VLAN plus the VLAN ID. I'm gonna make 50 and set up a name for my VLAN. That would be management, right? So we can see the VLAN information using to show VLAN brief. And here you can see the VLAN ID, right? The name of the VLAN, the status of the VLAN, and the port. Right now, by default, all ports are associated with the VLAN 1. So we need to associate, because it's over here, and I want to make it here now. We need to associate the port that goes to our computer to the VLAN 50. How we do that? We need to go to the interface that go out to our computer and use the switch port mode access. We need to set the port in access mode and then assign the VLAN to that port with the switch port access VLAN 50. That will be the ID of the VLAN. Okay, so we need to set up an IP for a switch, and for that we need to create a virtual interface. We use the command interface VLAN and the VLAN ID. So it will be the same as when we are creating VLAN, just using the interface first, and that way we can set up VLAN interfaces. Now we can set up an IP. Sorry, in this case would be that one. Oops, I forgot the subnet mask. You can put a description. I will not do it, but you can. Great. So that will be the IP that we're going to use to access our switch with SSH. So we completed all of this. Now we need to set up SSH. So we allow, right, let me show you. We show running begin interface. Okay, so this is the running configuration, right? But we can use pipe to like filter the information. So I want you to begin giving information about the running configuration from the interfaces information. So basically that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna show you here, right? I only allow SSH for the virtual interfaces that I use to log into my switch. But we need to activate SSH in the switch. This is just giving it access through SSH to the switch, but we need SSH to be enabled on the switch first. So we need to create a domain because this is needed. So 0it.com. Then we need to set up a pair of key for SSH. From here, if I hit enter, it's gonna ask me for the size of the module. So I will cancel that, and I'm gonna use the complete command. That is another way to do it. So that will be all in one command. So now we need to set up SSH version 2 because currently they show IP SSH. Every time that I use do, that means that it belongs to the privilege mode, right? So let's see, we have SSH 1 running. We need the version 2. Now I want that if somebody is connecting, right, accessing to my switch, if that person tries more than 2 times with no success, to disconnect it. So we will see that. I'm gonna set it to 2, and now we need to save all of this information. How we do it? Do command belongs, right? That means that this command belongs to the privilege mode. The command is copy. Okay, let me go to the privilege mode, right? And running from here, copy running config. Oops. So copy what is running to this config. The config is the information saved on the config file. So no matter if I reload my switch, if this is saved, anything of this will be lost. So before saving, if I run show startup, right, nothing is stored yet. But of course, for running, we have configuration running with the new information. So let's copy, right? Copy the startup. Great. Now we have information to start up to show. Great. Let's another way to save it using the command write or WR. You can also do all of this from the configure mode as you want it, right? Copy, running, startup, and it's gonna work. Of course, in this way, all of this is copy, run. Oops. And as you can see, it's gonna be the same. So let's get out, right? The next step is to set up an IP address to my computer. That will be 192.168.151.10. No gateway. So let's see like that. Now we need the terminal, the command prompt, right? And use the command SSH and SL. The user that I set up for the local authentication plus the IP. Oops, sorry, I forgot it. Okay, now we use the password that we set up for the local authentication, which was get access to pressure. Oops, bad and bad. So as you can see, after I try twice, is disconnected the connection, because that is what the IP SSH authentication registries does. So it's gonna close the session when you mistype the password more than 2 times. That's why we set it up. So let's connect again and use the correct password. Oops. Get access 17. Ooh, goodness. Oh, sorry, it's Cisco 123. Oh, my bad. Okay, so here we see the banner, right? And to go to the privilege mode, now we need to put the password, which it is get access to !717. And there you go. So that would be all. I hope that this all of this was helpful for you and very appreciate for you. So please leave your thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with anybody that is studying in this field. So I will see you in the next episode. See you soon.